Nutrition is a big one that sometimes a lot of players get wrong. How strict you have to be. Of course, as you said, it's a progressive stage, it's a development stage. Uh, People love their big chow that they have on Sundays and all these buffet of different dishes that people always enjoy in Fiji. We know that's known in big events, etc. How do you deal with that to ensure that you're keeping it on a strict diet?
I guess I guess I'm a person the boys love to hate in the team. It's just because the strictness of the discipline of performance. Ben Ryan shared it in a very simple way. Have a colorful plate, back in the day. Having all your nutrition, your vegetables, your fruit, your salads, have your lean meat, your proteins. Very basic, but that's what you need. And taken in equal, in good portions and amount. And how much. If it's a heavy training day, you'll probably need a bit more carbs for your energy source. And you need that protein in order to protect muscle. At the end of that session, you need your protein as well to help repair muscle tissue and build muscle tissue and help support recovery and growth. And that's how the body improves itself. Hydration. We do hydration testing almost, on our big training days, making sure they are well hydrated because that prevents risk of injury, muscle tears and stuff like that. But there's a lot of learnings that needs to happen. We've hired a nutritionist who's come on board, teaching the boys on basics of nutrition, the different macronutrients in foods, your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates, the good fats, the bad fats, learning how to read a food chart on any given product that you go to the supermarket. You have to teach them. We did an exercise about that. It's only the start. A lot of learnings for the boys. We'll progress to, going shopping with them and helping them learn how to cook. This is something when we come back on island, the moms and dads in the homes, the wives and the family will need to know what to prepare, how to cook it, what to cook. We understand that we are Fijians. We need to enjoy our food. There's an enjoyment element that must not be neglected. And we have our cheat meals as well. Our first night here, I allowed the boys to have a Fijian dinner where you get your rows, get your beef, get your fish and your mbele, get a bit of ndalo in. That's for mind, for mindset as well. You can't be that hard taskmaster all the time. You can't do that because people break camp and go and eat the wrong food. Which happens sometimes. They're only human. But there's a level of discipline that must be established if we are to beat the Crusaders. If Fiji, Drua, God willing, in the near future, I don't know when that'll happen, but if we are to beat the Crusaders, if we are to beat the Auckland Blues, if we are to beat the Reds and the Brumbies, not once, not twice, but year in, year out, so that even when they enter the field, they say, oh, then Drua. For us to reach that point, just like how people view Fiji Sevens, all this must change. It doesn't change at Fiji and Drua level. It must change from primary school, high school, skipper, coming up. Because then, when that happens, then you can expect Flag Fijians to be the best 15th team in the world. Because, we have the potential to reach there. I don't know when, but we are on the right track. But just to take us back to about 9 years ago, I was in Cape Town and there was this guy who was like a high-performance anthropologist, he called himself. He wrote the book. If you have the chance, read this, The Gold Mine Effect. He talked about 6 high-performance centers in the world that won Olympic gold and world championships. The Jamaican sprinters, the Kenyan long-distance runners, Brazilian footballers, Korean golfers, lady golfers, top Russian tennis players. And he looked at these high-performance areas and he saw that quite basic, but they were the world's best. As he was speaking in this room at Stellenbosch, we were there for a 1-week course. My mind was in Fiji. This was 3 years before Rio. I came back to Fiji and I shared this at the FRU. And wherever I went doing coaching courses around Fiji, I shared that story. Because as he was talking, I was thinking, the gold mine is there in Watukola, but the real gold is running all over the parks, all over the beaches, all over the roundabouts in the different communities in Fiji. You got rugby players all over. But now it's not only boys, it's boys and girls. That's why it makes Fiji rugby really exciting.